So, how did you get the name Garbage Dress?
It was just a joke to myself because I always like clothing that's black and shiny, and people say, "Oh, it looks like a garbage bag," and I thought, okay, fine, well, I'll just wear garbage bag dresses, and it seemed catchy.
And how long have you been designing? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Seattle. I spent my
Oh,
childhood there, and then my family moved to right outside of San Francisco when I was about 13. And
Oakland or where?
it was in Marin,
Uh-huh.
and went to 2 years of high school, quit high school, and started going to art college in San Francisco.
And doing what? Painting? Or?
I actually started as a painting major, and after 1 year, I decided I didn't have anything left to paint, so I transferred into the new genres major and just pretty much did everything else.
And when did you get into blogging?
Blogging, I was doing LiveJournal when I was like 12, 13, and there were fashion communities on there, and I think that was really sort of it led up to the whole personal blogging phenomenon. So I was doing that for years and years, and then I started Garbage Dress in June of 2008,
Uh-huh.
so a couple of years ago.
So you're a much younger blogger than me. I started in February 2005.
Okay.
They didn't have fashion blogs then.
No, again,
Food, economic, political.
well, the whole LiveJournal scene was it's sort of like a little bit like the forum fashion spot where there was just one site where people could post photos of themselves wearing clothes, and then people can comment about how much they hate your style, or if they like you. And of course I always had the same amount of people who really detested what I was wearing, and
Mm-hmm.
then such a fierce army of people who liked what I did that I didn't even have to say anything.
Don't you find it's kind of the Black Widow thing? People are either completely intrigued by your look or totally repelled.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, also, I mean, I had years of really awkward dressing too, so I was experimenting so much that honestly, I look back at the photos and I think, oh god, that was terrible, and of course, people didn't like that, but
What was your most outrageous combination?
I mean, I just in San Francisco, vintage clothing is so abundant and really interesting older pieces as well, so I just really thrived in that. I wore like a lot of colors. I loved anything sequined. Pretty much, if I found something that was really bizarre and I thought, oh, I can't believe somebody made this, I'd want to buy it.
And you said you wore lots of colors, so when did you get into black and shiny?
Well, I've always liked black. My mom wore a lot of black growing up, and there's this really famous quote that I told her. When I was like this tall, I said, you're so boring because all you wear is black, and I'm beautiful because I wear all these colors. And now I really, we're very much of the same person, so
I
it
love
just
it.
makes sense.
So did she wear a garbage bag?
um,
Garbage dress?
my mother does not wear garbage bags, but no, she's not so much into like as shiny clothing, but
Oh.
I still would.
Like, do you have any um, icons, like fashion designers that inspired you maybe to get into?
Well, I was working at a store in San Francisco called Harput's, and at that time I started. It was mostly Y3, Yamamoto, Bless, and then they started stocking Comme des Garçons, Junya, Sarah Lonzi, and I really learned a lot with just being so close to all this clothing, and that probably influenced me.
Did you ever work for anybody else as a designer?
No,
No.
I mean I've worked for a few stores over the
It's
years, but
refreshing. Not.
yeah, I
No.
mean I'm not trained in construction or design. I've just always made things my whole life.
So what, you make the patterns? I mean, I was a designer too for 13 years.
Yes, I
And I
know.
never worked for anybody else either. I think it gives you a fresher outlook on things.
Well, I think it's less restrictive.
Hmm.
You don't know the rules that you're breaking.
Exactly. I think that's pretty true. It's almost anything. It's that ignorance that allows you to just do
Yeah.
what maybe is not possible.
Well, I mean, even when I was in art school and with my new genres major, it was so much about critiques and people telling you what they didn't like, and you really learn more from the mistakes or more from, getting negative, constructive feedback than anything else.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I remember when I was in Japan.